Welcome back. Let's talk about your health now. Experts say cardiovascular diseases may become the #1 non-communicable disease in Nigeria by 2025, and that's if urgent steps are not taken. This is hinged on a report that 8 out of every 100 Nigerian children are born with congenital heart diseases, and a tentative figure of 35 out of every 100 adults are living with heart disease. This special report examines the reasons for the increase in cardiac-related deaths in Nigeria.
In 2002, a World Health Organization (WHO) survey estimated that 29% of deaths worldwide, that is 16.7 million deaths, were due to cardiovascular diseases. 86% of mortality and morbidity from cardiovascular disease is said to occur in developing countries. In Nigeria, where the health sector gets less than 10% of the annual budget, uncoordinated statistics suggest a disturbing trend of increasing deaths from cardiovascular diseases among people between the age of 25 and 55, while more children are born annually with faulty hearts.
The heart is going to be the #1 killer in Nigeria, or in Africa for that matter, by the year 2025, I understand. And the Nigerians are going to be the most affected of all this. And the country is the least prepared country of all over the world to actually tackle the heart disease. A lot of Nigerians are dying, and they are going abroad to go. Those people who are privileged, but how about all those that are not privileged? They are dying.
The level of awareness on the killer disease was tested on few people on the streets. Out of 20 people interviewed on the status of their blood pressure, only 7 knows, and out of this 7, only 3 do regular checkups. Unhealthy eating, smoking, lack of exercise, and other social factors are linked with CVD, even as experts say symptoms of CVD could easily be mistaken for other ailments.
The first thing they need to understand is prevention is the best strategy for all things. The government can also help in trying to, we know money is difficult, but funding some of the more expensive treatments that are available can help in subsidizing or even paying the full cost of these treatments. That would help people out a lot who are suffering from these conditions.
Dr. Tosin Majakodumi is a cardiologist at the University College Hospital, Ibadan, Oyo State. He disclosed that a nagging headache that comes with pains in the shoulder or back are also signs of serious cardiovascular disease.
When we say pain, a lot of our patients usually say that they don't have pain. They say it's more of a discomfort, or they say it's more of an ache. It doesn't have to be a pain like when you stub your toe. It can be a discomfort, an ache, or sometimes they describe it as a pressure or a tightening in the chest. Those are, especially if you get those symptoms when you're walking, when you are doing something, when you're exerting yourself, walking as in walking to the bus stop, or climbing a flight of stairs, or running to catch a bus, anything like that. Or if you're emotionally stressed, maybe you're upset and you're angry, and just that every time that happens, you get this ache or tightening in your chest. And then when you rest or when you stop walking or climbing the stairs, that the pain goes away. That is a very worrying symptom. It's what we call angina. That's the medical terminology for it.
Dr. Majakodumi says the resources needed to combat cardiovascular diseases are enormous and cannot be left for government alone to handle. With the popular saying, health is wealth, a developing economy like Nigeria may experience decline in productive manpower, which is sure to negatively impact on its productivity. Health experts advise that regular checks and massive awareness be carried out to stem the tide of cardiovascular diseases.
In sports news, Nigeria's Gloria Asumnu finished 7th in the women's 60-meter final at the just concluded IAAF World Indoor Championship in Poland, in a race dominated by Jamaica for the 2nd consecutive year. Asumnu, who clocked her season's best of 7.11 seconds in the semi-final, failed to repeat the feat in the women's final, clocking 7.18 seconds. Usual suspect Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price clocked 6.98 seconds to pick the women's gold medal. Ivorian athlete Muria Ahure clocked 7.01 seconds, her season's best, to claim silver. United States' Tatiana Bertoletta finished third in 7.06 seconds.
When you are the double Olympic champion, when you are the treble world championship sprint gold medalist, you can perform, and she did perform. The most astonishing performance from the Olympic champion. Ahure had all the credentials coming in, but she couldn't match the dynamo, that diminutive figure who's got so much power in those limbs.
Meanwhile, the country hopes of picking a medal in the women's 4x400 meters final was dashed this evening on the final day of the World Indoor Championship. The quartet of Omolara Omotosho, Folashade Abugan, Bukola Abunloko, Patience Okun-George clicked 3 minutes 31 seconds to finish sixth. The United States picked gold in a time of 3 minutes 24 seconds. Jamaica and Great Britain finished in second and third place, respectively.
The American always goes out hard, of course. Atkins, will she fade? United States have a huge lead. Cox of Britain tends to run it more steadily. Jamaica in third. And now we've got Russia still back in fourth, then Nigeria and Poland. Good has narrowed the gap very considerably on McCrory, but McCrory is strong. She won the individual 400, remember, and can she now go away from Adoye? The US have a 4-meter lead, and it's opening up 5, 6, 7 meters. Jamaica in third place, and there's a big gap back to the Russians. Look like the Russians won't get a medal this time. Looks like it's between these three teams. United States, a splendid leg by McCrory. Great Britain in third. Big gaps back to Russia then in fourth place. On the glory leg now, Cassandra Tate of the United States. Surely all she has to do is keep going. Fine run by McPherson. States, Hastings, Atkins, McCrory and Tate. They're going to win the gold medal. It is the United States first. In second place, it's Jamaica. In third place, Okorogu recovered well enough to take the bronze medal, with Russia in fourth place.
And in football, FA Cup holders Wigan Athletics stunned Manchester City in the competition for the second successive season to set up a semi-final with Arsenal. Wigan beat City in last year's Wembley final and edged a Positano tie at the Etihad after some heroic defending. Jordi Gomez put the Latics ahead from the penalty spot in the first half, and James Perch added a second after half-time. City pulled one back through Samir Nasri, but could not find an equalizer. Meanwhile, English third-tier club Sheffield United kept alive their FA Cup when 2 goals in 2 minutes gave them a 2-0 victory over Charlton Athletic and a place in the semi-finals. Second-half strikes from Ryan Flynn and John Brayford caught second-tier Charlton cold at Bramall Lane as the Blades became the first third-tier team since 2001 to reach the competition's last 4. Flynn put the 4-time Cup winners ahead in the 65th minute, and 1 minute 42 seconds later, the home side doubled their lead. Jamie Murphy's surging run down the left side up Brayford, whose low 20-meter effort took a cruel deflection off defender Richard Wood and rolled into the net.
Morrison lunged in. Murphy kept going. Jamie Murphy. Brayford! 2!
And Libya's Prime Minister has sent out a warning to North Korea that it would bomb its tanker if it tried to export oil from a rebel-controlled port. The Morning Glory docked at Cedra port earlier on Saturday after a failed attempt to dock on Tuesday. Separatist militants said they had started loading oil on the tank. Libya's state-owned National Oil Corporation had warned tankers against approaching the port, and 2 others in Libya's volatile east that are also controlled by armed groups. It's not the first attempt to ship oil from the rebel-controlled ports. On Monday, the Libyan Navy ship IAAF fired warning shots at a Maltese-flagged oil tanker to prevent it from docking and loading. The owners of the ship complained that it was fired on international waters. To an update now on the missing Malaysian flight MH370, which went missing almost 2 days ago. Vietnam says its Navy has found what could be fragments from the plane. They're not sure yet if it is. The potential debris is in a similar area to a possible oil slick seen by Vietnamese Navy planes on Saturday. But officials have cautioned that this too may be nothing to do with the disappearance of flight MH370. Earlier today, the Malaysian military said the plane may have turned back from its scheduled route shortly before vanishing from radar screens, deepening the mystery surrounding its fate. There are now 40 ships and 34 aircraft from 9 different nations taking part in the search for the missing plane in the seas of Vietnam and Malaysia. In the meantime, relatives of the missing passengers have been told to prepare for the worst. And the main news again, the federal government has announced it has blacklisted major marketers involved in product diversion, a cause of artificial scarcity in the country in the past few weeks, and has promised the imposition of sanctions on them. Medical experts have warned about the rise in cardiovascular diseases in the country and urged citizens to take precautionary measures. Kano State government has said it's on a mission to clear the streets of the ancient city of beggars, but will they succeed, as the beggars have promised to put up a fight? Well, that's it on the news at 10 tonight. Many thanks for watching. I am Amarachi.